The pandemic did a number on supply chains, and now there's escalating violent conflict in Ukraine. The war is hitting stock and bond markets around the world, pumping up the already high price of oil, which drives up the cost of just about everything else, according to economists.
Just on the oil and transportation cost piece, this is huge. Transportation costs affect pretty much everything we consume.
7 in 10 businesses across Canada found supply chain challenges got worse this winter. More than 90% expect things to stay the same or go downhill this spring. The top 3 supply chain headaches: delivery delays, higher input costs, and supply shortages. The war in Ukraine threatens all of it. Russia and Ukraine make up a third of all wheat exports, and while that won't hinder your ability to find a loaf of bread, it's going to drive up the price tag and the cost of a slew of other food items. And that's bad news for household budgets, especially those already struggling.
Overall, for consumers, this is quite hurtful.
The auto industry has been grappling with higher costs for steel and other materials, but now a workaround for key minerals normally sourced from Eastern Europe is in the card, which isn't ideal, according to the head of the Automotive Parts and Manufacturers Association.
There isn't a shortage of supplies of those critical minerals, just that you'd have to resource them from places you don't want to source them from, like China.
Europe stands to bear the economic brunt of the conflict, particularly Germany, because of its economic ties to both countries. A knock to German assembly lines, where critical parts and technology for vehicles are produced, creates a ripple effect. The semiconductor industry is bracing for more disruption, depending on what happens next.
If this conflict in Ukraine continues to escalate and Europe is pulled in, absolutely, I believe we'll start to feel dramatic repercussions for our supply chain here in Canada.
Microchips are key components in phones, smart fridges, gaming consoles, laptops, and cars, so be prepared for the possibility of more delays the longer this military conflict continues. Anne Gaviola, Global News, Toronto.